They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but they never say how to make sure your old dog is as healthy as can be so that it can be taught new tricks. Maybe that would be too long for a common idiom. Either way, we've got you covered. Welcome back to Alpha Paw, your destination for everything dog. I'm Bernie Zilio, and I'm on a personal mission to answer every doggone question you have ever had about your fur babies. And today we are talking about the 5 things you should be looking out for regarding your senior dog. Fortunately, we have with us today an expert vet, Dr. Jordan Cole. Dr. Cole earned his veterinary degree at UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine in 2018 and has considerable training in both small and zoological animal medicine. Beyond clinical work, his interests include endangered species conservation and One Health, and he is currently involved in giraffe research. Dr. Cole will be filling in for Dr. Ross today, and we are so happy to have him. Welcome to Alpha Paw, Dr. Cole.
Thanks very much, Bernie. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. Admittedly, this is not my favorite topic because I am in complete and utter denial that science exists when it comes to my dog aging. However, it is a fact of life, and even though my dog's only like a year and a half, I know several of our viewers have forever puppies who may be a little bit older. So I do want to talk to you a little bit about what signs we should be looking out for as our dogs age. But the first thing I want to ask you is what exactly constitutes a geriatric dog?
It's a great question, Bernie, and the definition of an older or a geriatric dog can be tough. And that's because the average life expectancy of dogs is extremely varied. As a lot of our viewers probably already know, smaller breed dogs tend to live longer, potentially late into their teens, whereas larger or giant breed dogs may not make it out of the single digits. So, there are a lot of potential determinants for life expectancy in dogs, anything from genetics to nutrition, other environmental factors, their past medical history. So it's pretty complicated. We start thinking about a dog getting over the hill by about 7 or 8 years of age, but again, it really depends.
So Dr. Cole, what is the first thing that we should be looking out for with our senior pups?
So like people, dogs may be less active as they age, and that can lead, if we're not careful, to weight gain and potentially obesity. And there are many illnesses that are related to obesity in dogs, anything from orthopedic problems such as arthritis to difficulty breathing, especially in shorter nosed dogs such as bulldog breeds. Heavier dogs can be more prone to heat stroke. And then, obesity we think is related to other diseases as well, such as cancer. So again, all the more reason to, help your pets stay as active and as healthy as possible, especially as they age. There are other age-related diseases as well, such as deteriorating vision, hearing, or cognitive function, or other degenerative illnesses of organs such as the heart or the kidneys. So all the more reason to make sure you're staying up on your pup's health.
Totally. And it's so funny because the things you're saying, it seems like it applies to humans too. Like as we age, we need more exercise. We need to be aware of our weight. We need to eat healthy. I mean, it's pretty common sense, but I understand why sometimes it just gets missed.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just important to make sure that we're adjusting our dog's exercise routine and diet as they age to make sure they're on the optimal care.
I do want to talk about something else that I think we've discussed sort of in a few other videos, and that is oral health. We know it's super, super important regardless of your dog's age, but there are a few nuances as your dog ages, and I want to discuss why oral health is particularly important for our senior pups.
Yes, I totally agree. It's really key to keep up with annual dental cleanings, if possible, for our dogs. That can help them keep their teeth healthy and actually keep their teeth in their mouths later on in life. And certainly can help them avoid the pain, the inflammation, and the infections that are associated with progressive chronic dental disease. And it helps fight halitosis.
Which is what?
Great question. So halitosis is bad breath.
Oh, okay. Okay. Copy that. No, we,
Unfortunately, our dogs can't, chew gum for a variety of reasons. Please do not give your dog gum. But yeah, they can get bad breath as they age.
I was going to say that doesn't need to be said, but you really never know. So I'm glad you said that, because just in case somebody out there was like, I'm glad we put that thought to rest. Okay, so I know you mentioned older dogs either having like missing teeth or really scary looking teeth. Are those kind of the results of like poor oral care as dogs age?
It certainly can be. You're making my point for me, and that's, it's always a good idea to schedule a checkup if you're, concerned about your dog's dental health or general health, especially as he or she ages. Important for your pet to see the vet at least annually, especially, as they become more at risk for some of these, age-related diseases we've been discussing. And, dental disease is a big one, and it's easy to prevent as well.
Totally. This just made me think of something, and I apologize if this is a stupid question or if you don't know the answer. But oral hygiene is obviously super important for our dogs, but animals in the wild don't have any oral care whatsoever. And I don't feel like we see wild animals missing teeth. So how is that a thing? Like, how are they able to maintain oral hygiene without any care whatsoever?
It is a really good question. Animals in the wild, are going to be eating different things than, what we feed our dogs. So potentially, the texture of what they're eating may actually help them, keep plaque and tartar off of their teeth. But also the simple answer is that, animals in the wild are not going to be living nearly as long as, our dogs do in the home. And so, as we get geriatric animals, they can develop diseases that aren't, developed in the wild.
I see. Okay. Is there anything else that we should be concerned about or paying attention to when it comes to dogs aging or geriatric dogs?
Certainly, this is a big topic and, something we could talk about for a while. One more thing maybe to add is just to keep in mind the quality of life, of your dog as, he or she ages. We want to ensure that our dogs are still happy, still, doing the things that they love to do as they age, whether that's playing with toys, eating obviously is a really big one, especially if you have a Labrador retriever like I do. And, interacting with other pets or, owners in the house are all things we want to make sure, our animals are still doing and happy as they age. We also want to make sure that our animals are comfortable and, not in pain. And so if you're ever concerned about, the quality of life of your dog, it is a really important discussion to have with your veterinarian, even if, it can be a tough or an emotional one, because we all just want the best for, our animals.
Absolutely. And I know, listen, euthanasia is horrible for it's horrible for a pet parent, but it's just as horrible for the veterinarian. I would imagine you guys love animals. And if that is something that you as a professional are proposing as an option, I think pet owners need to take into account, there's my dog. Pet owners need to take into account that it's coming from a loving place and you guys know best. So obviously we don't even want to consider it, but it is sometimes an option that we have to kind of take advantage of. But we are not talking about that because our dogs are going to live forever. So there's no reason to worry. If you guys have any more questions for Dr. Cole, drop them down in the comment section below. Again, I'm Bernie Zilio. That's my dog Pod. And this is Alpha Paw. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single doggone episode. We'll see you next time.